pod. Robbie, Sura AT.
What's going on, everybody?
Second YouTube episode, official YouTube episode.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And what a good episode this is going to be because we got a special guest by the name of Mr. 37. Just 37. You feel me?
37. You know what I'm saying? Simply
37. If no one knows who this man is, he placed a big bet for a last UFC card. On which fight was that, Robbie?
It was Kay Hansen versus Jimmy Fry, right?
Yeah, Killer K is what I call her, man. Killer
Kay versus Jinu Fry, man. She had a beautiful armbar. Fucking submission, man. That shit was sweet. It was a really close fight before, as far as I know, or from what I can remember.
What was it? That actually scared me. You know, it actually scared me, but she got it done. She ended up getting it done.
So what'd you put the bet on? So did you do by submission? You actually called it by her finish?
No, I didn't. But that's really what I should have done. I just betted her straight up just to win. You know, if it went to decision or knockout submission, whatever, I'll still just win the same amount.
Nice. Yeah. Well, shit, you're a smart man for taking that bet. Best believe.
Yeah, but after round one, I wouldn't have believed that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, round one was rough, bro.
It was rough.
How'd you get started on it?
Too, or what?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it was.
That shit was
stressful.
Yeah, that first round, bro. But second
very
round,
stressful for you.
Calmed down.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It was stressful, bro. It was stressful.
Nice. But what made you what convinced you to pick her, Killer K? What convinced you? Obviously, leading up to the fight, were you a fan or were you just seeing highlights? What was it, bro?
Nah, it was like I say, I haven't been doing this MMA thing long. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks. You know,
shit.
Yeah.
He's
3 weeks, bro. And it was really just because you know, basketball season been messed up, football season, so it's really just I really been itching to gamble, you know. So I was like, man, let me look into this MMA. You know, it's still going on. They're fighting every week. So shit, I started looking at the first card, the Cavillo and I card.
Yeah.
You know, and I just did my homework on the main card on Cynthia Cavillo and I. And shit, I was looking, you know what I'm saying, previous fights and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From my predictions, I was like, well, damn. I mean, Cavillo looked better. So I think I put like 30 grand on her. You know what I'm saying, just to try it out. Just
to try it out. A quick 30K, right?
You're a fucking great man.
Yeah, just to, you know what I'm saying, just to see, okay, if this thing gonna work or not, and it did. So started looking to the next week. You know, Julian Robinson was fighting. I think Courtney Casey. Yeah, she was fighting Courtney Casey, and I was looking at her, both of their previous fights, and Julian Robinson looked better, so I ended up betting like 22 on her. That paid out 15. And then I was coming into this week, you know, same mentality, man. Females or what's hot right now, bro. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came in and, you know, looked at Killer K, but I been seeing Killer K from like, cause I have the UFC like little fight pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I be seeing her in the little thing, so I clicked on and started watching some of her previous fights and stuff like that, and you know, I just come over my predictions, man. And
nice. So you were on
a
streak. You didn't just get one big bet.
Yeah, it's not just
you were rolling with some momentum, bro. That wasn't no lucky bet.
Yeah. I'm hot right now, man. I'm hot right now.
Damn. Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Fight Island. I mean, we kind of elaborated on it for a couple of seconds, and you said you had one solid pick that you felt was right. So let us hear it, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one I'm gonna be rolling with, man, because you know I've been jamming Tom Petty, American Girl, all week. You know?
Man.
That's a little hint. That's a little hint towards the pick, man. I'm gonna roll with Thug, man.
Thug Rose. Hey,
Thug Rose.
Love it, man.
Yeah,
love that pick.
That first fight, you know, I feel like, you know, it was a hiccup.
Yeah.
You know, she had a little hiccup or whatever. So
she did.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna get it back. Win really should win with a knockout, but
Wow. Okay.
it might go to decision, just to be safe.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm expecting her
I
to do
agree
it.
with you on the knockout, bro. She's definitely in the right headspace watching interviews and
Yeah,
everything like
yeah,
you've heard.
yeah.
She's definitely on the right track.
Yeah. She's looking okay mentally right now.
Nice.
Absolutely is, man. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I think she's gonna get that fucking Zhang Wei Li fight. If she beats the fucking Jessica Andrade, she'll be
That's
up
gonna
there.
be a badass fight.
She's been on a win streak, hasn't she?
Who?
Thug Rose.
Thug Rose. Here, I can tell you right now. I don't think so, bro.
Now I think her last fight with Jessica was with Jessica, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and she took the L.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the layoff will do her right.
I think so. It definitely changed her. She seems like a different fighter now. Like when she was champion, she didn't like being champion, man. She even admitted to that.
Yeah, she said she wasn't feeling it. She wasn't. It's just like Rose kind of be going through things mentally, man, that we can't understand. So it's like she's one of those type of fighters, So
yeah, absolutely. She's definitely in that.
Yeah.
So what?
She seems right, but she was in the headspace for a while, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but aside from the Thug Rose pick, you're not putting any money down on the main. You don't think that's a logical bet for either side?
I mean, if I was, because they changed it now to Masvidal and Usman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I still feel like Usman ought to get that done.
I agree.
Like, just his wrestling abilities, he's stronger.
Probably been active.
Yeah.
Active a lot longer.
It's gonna be like a week camp for 1 week camp for Jorge
Masvidal, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not enough time, bro.
1 week of
I feel like he's been training the entire time though.
You say you feel like he's been training?
Yeah, he's been training that entire time.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean,
no doubt.
Business decision, my boy.
Yeah, training the championship level training though, that's like, that's
different, especially with an opponent in mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different mentality.
Yeah,
sure. And he's supposed to chop 20 pounds. Apparently, he has to chop.
Yeah,
it's gonna be rough.
Oh yeah.
Robbie and I brought that up. We both agree that dude's probably been training since when he denied the original offer, and he was making headlines for that. But guaranteed he was training for a plan B. And I think even if he's got 20 pounds to cut, I mean he's a street dude. I mean he's a street fighter, so his mentality is war 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's obviously, like you said, the championship level training camp is a lot different, but he might be coming into this somewhat as the underdog just due to his lack of inactivity. But I mean, I can see it a 50-50. You know what I mean? I see it a 50-50.
You can see it 50-50. So what paths to victory you feel like Jorge can? Like what path to victory does he have?
Obviously, Usman, you got to take into the fact is he's been more active. He's obviously coming off, more recent activity. He's definitely been training during lockdown, so his stamina, his conditioning is going to be his strong suit, and also Masvidal's way of breaking through. If he can last and not gas out, because Masvidal's style is so unpredictable, he's elusive, but at the same time he comes from every angle, stand up anywhere, it doesn't matter. And the fact of the matter that his mentality is the fact that he's more street, he's more just ready to fight whenever. Yeah. So I think that unpredictability, due to the fact that he's probably been training, but probably not sparring, probably not going as hard as Usman was, the fact that he was already in a training camp. But I just see it 50-50 as he's not going to make this decision as the type of man he is, as the street fighter, as the real, veteran of the game, to come into a championship fight just solely based on, bragging rights that he, let's say, saved the card or did this or did that. Like, I think that plan B decision was a little more thought out and was a little more methodical on his end. And he definitely feels that he can still come out with the victory as long as he handles the pace and the longevity of Usman. That's why I see it 50-50. I don't see a quick, flashy knockout, nor do I see, him just getting pummeled or him getting, taken down to the ground and ground and pounded the whole way. I see it as a back and forth stand up battle, and I definitely see it going all 5.
Okay, yeah.
I see the decision too, but I think if it does go to decision, Usman can point him out much better than Masvidal could, because the ground game of Usman is way stronger.
Yeah,
he is the wrestler, like you guys said. That's definitely the big argument there. But yeah.
But hey, are you guys down to get in the rest of the card though?
Absolutely.
For sure. But sorry, bro, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish up.
Oh, no worries. Hey, no, I was gonna ask you, 37. Have you done any other fight betting previously to MMA? Like, did you do any boxing or did you do any other combat sports?
Nah, bro. This is first time, bro. First time I've ever even thought about it. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've been just doing team sports, right? You've been doing obviously basketball during the season,
like
football.
Yeah, college and pro, basketball, football, little baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never even thought about MMA. I ain't gonna lie.
MMA, man,
it looks so unpredictable, which it is. Yeah. You know, once I start really getting into it, it's real unpredictable. So.
Absolutely. Ain't nothing like combat, bro, especially when you bet on it.
No saying.
Yeah. Getting a sweet knockout, that's the best. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a quicker satisfaction.
Yeah.
Quicker satisfaction than winning any type of other sport.
Nah, for real.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Robbie?
Hey, what was it like running into what'd you call it? Fucking K Money?
Killer K.
Killer Kay
Hansen. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like running into?
Man, bro, it was really weird because I was going through TSA. I was with my cousin or whatever, and like I guess TSA went through my backpack and they had seen the money and shit, so they was trying to get everything straightened out with that. And
gotta show them the papers, huh?
Yeah, bro. So they was like, what's because it went through the little, how they send it through the little thing you send your bags and shit through.
Yeah.
So when it went through that, they was like, yeah, you have some paperwork in here? And I was like, nah, that's some money or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they took it out, you know what I'm saying? They got somebody else to come check it. Then they end up just, letting me go. I checked out with them basically. So we going to the train station, and my cousin, he sees her. He's like, man, isn't that the girl that won you the money or whatever? And I looked, because she was like facing forward. Her.
Oh shit.
I think her and I think her trainer or boyfriend. I don't know who it was, but yeah, they was facing forward or whatever. So I was like, damn, it is her, because I seen the tattoo on her arm. And I was like, hey, Kay, what's up? I was like, she was like she was looking startled, like, who is this? Because like she's a new up and coming fighter, so she probably not even knowing anyone really knows her like that.
Yeah.
Right. I called. I was like, Kay Hansen. She kind of looked. I was like, yeah, I'm the guy that, that bet $37,000 on you. And she was like, what? No way. You know what I'm saying? She was smiling. She's so short in person, bro. She was smiling and shit like that. And she came up and I pulled out my phone and showed her my little stub or whatever. And she was like, what? Like, I can't believe this. So we took a little picture and stuff, and she posted me on her social media, and I mean, it was crazy meeting her, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It was
talk about
that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
for real.
That was a good sign. That was a sign that was meant to be.
Yeah, gotta be, bro. Gotta be.
Yep. Hey, man. Well, congratulations on your momentum, man. That's good to hear, bro. I know a few people in the game that you're in, and trust and believe, it's hard work. It's hard work because, like you said, you got to do your research. You can't just go into this head first. And the ones making the real money are definitely on it 24/7. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Definitely respect your hustle, bro, for sure.
I respect y'all. I respect what y'all doing too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man.
Up and coming in the game. We all trying to make a way.
We're just trying to be real, man, because Robbie told me you contacted him because you saw that episode that when we mentioned you, man. We're just trying to bring in those topics, man. Guys really in the sports game, it doesn't matter if it's combat or any type of sports. Anybody trying to hustle in that industry, man. We're just trying to put the real ones out there. You feel me?
Nah, for sure. I respect it.
Absolutely. So, hey, man, you ever think about doing boxing? You ever think about throwing some money on some of these bets? I mean, like you said, MMA is more unpredictable. Boxing definitely has more predictability about it when it comes to the betting.
Yeah, it does. And since I've started doing MMA, I'm starting to really like venture into like different little avenues of it. I don't think it's like a lot of real like boxers fighting right now. I think they got a top rank or something fighting right now.
Top rank, yeah.
Yeah,
Top rank,
so,
smaller cards, but
yeah, like
those bets usually have the better splits. You know what I mean? Like if you got a main eventer, I mean sometimes dude will be minus 3,000. There's no way you be making money off him.
Yeah, you can't even bet that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm probably
so
gonna switch over. I'm probably gonna switch over when everything kind of go back to somewhat of normability.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably start switching over to other things, man.
Well, shit. I mean, UFC is the best option now. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's only going to get better for you. There's more access to watching these fights and watching tapes. I mean, it's endless, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully the good times continue to roll, man. Hopefully they roll.
Sure. Hope so, absolutely.
Bro. Yeah. So what in Texas? You live in Texas, you live and reside there, but you just gamble online through, obviously your platforms and all of that, right?
Yeah, that's I go through my bookie AG and stuff like that. Okay. But
I've heard of my bookie AG. They're really good.
Yeah, it's like, but you have to wait on the payouts and stuff like that. It's like a little process, bro. So it's
it's terrible.
It's like a little process. I ain't gonna talk bad about them, but it's a little process.
You ever thought about moving to Vegas?
Man, I've been thinking about it, bro. I've been thinking about at least
getting
a little spot out there. At least getting like a little spot or something I can come out there.
Absolutely, you have to, bro. To be
y'all stay, y'all both y'all stay there or what?
No,
he used to, but I do
right now. Yeah, yeah. Robbie stays out. We met out there while I was in college, and it's been years, man. But Vegas, once you make some connects out in that city, man. As long as they're good connects, you hold on to them, man, because that's a city you always want to be involved with. You feel me?
Yeah. Have good ties too. Yeah, for sure.
Have good ties, exactly. Yeah. It's but yeah, bro. You ever heard of Vegas Dave?
Yeah, I heard of Vegas Dave. Bro.
You fuck with Vegas Dave, bro.
Hollywood Dave, man.
Hollywood Dave. It ain't Vegas no more. It's Hollywood Dave, baby. You call me.
It's about to be Vegas 37.
Hey, man. I mean, it got a ring to it, but I ain't trying to be nothing like that. I'm trying to be that big or whatever. Because I'm liable to lose any moment. I'm liable to go on a losing streak. Whatever. So I'm just in the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best way to be that. Stay present. You feel me?
Yeah.
Gotta stay present. Well, shit, bro. You aside from combat, just so you get a little taste of who you are outside of the sports betting. I mean, what sports do you mostly watch that's made you the most profit over the years since you've been in the business?
Basketball, man.
Basketball?
I feel like basketball and like Super Bowls and like game 6 or 7 of the finals. Like those type games, I always have good leans on. Like Kansas City, when they just won in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I didn't have that much on them. I think I had like 7,000-8,000 on them, but the cash. But
you're the clutch player. You're the player that likes to play under a lot of pressure in those big games.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know, bro. It's just like if I'm betting $50, I'm really not into it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you gotta bet thousands or nothing like that, but bet something that you could stand, but it's like you're gonna feel good about winning it. You know what I'm saying? Like $30, it ain't really nothing.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Here's my confession for sports betting. First time ever sports bet. I just turned 21 in Vegas, and I went on the tables and I lost $500 in 2 hands on blackjack. So whatever cash I had left, I went and put it on. It was baseball season, and my boy played baseball. He told me take this bet, so I threw in another 500, and I lost that immediately in like 2 hours. So that was my first sports betting experience. And ever since then, if I ever took bets, I wasn't getting any advice. I wasn't doing nothing. If I knew the sport and I looked at the stats, I would do it. And I would just start small. You feel me? Yeah. But I wouldn't say I'm the luckiest when it comes to that, nor am I the best. But if it came to boxing, if it came to doing those fights, just because I'm in the sport as a pro, I know what fighter's going to win, right? So if if I know it's going to be decision, I'll just take the victory. And if it's a minus 3,000, I'll just put the whole bankroll on there. I'll just put a shitload to where you're barely winning anything. But I used to always tell my friends back in the day, they're like, that's so much money to put down for something like that. And they're like, well, one punch can change the whole situation in boxing. But when you got a guy who's fighting someone that he's 10 levels above, it's going to be a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
The only real question is, are you going to call it for the round it's going to end, or is it going to go to decision, or are you just going to take all 12? So I would always take the all 12, and I'd put these huge bankrolls on these bets that obviously aren't going to win you much, but I put enough just to come out with like 1,000 here or 2,000 there.
Yeah, and it adds up.
Yeah, the thing I always tell my boys, I'm like, I just made a couple grand in like 35 minutes, though.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just you're sweating. It's not the most methodical way of betting, if that's what I'm trying to get at. You feel me?
Yeah, because they were clowning me too, in the comments and stuff, talking about I put up 37 to win 20, but shit, at the end of the day, that's 20 grand,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
That's quick. It's quick, and in the sports betting game, man, you just gotta stay in the green, right?
Yeah.
That's the main goal.
That's it.
Stay in the green, bro. Shit. Well, it was good meeting you, bro. It was good chopping it up with you, man. And you're definitely you're a natural at this MMA sports betting.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I'm welcome me back anytime.
We'll
probably
absolutely,
talk
bro.
about it after the weekend. After do a thing. I'll come back on. We talk about it.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you on, bro.
All right.
Yeah, hey, before you go, bro, I just got one more fight to ask you about.
What's that?
The PVZ and Amanda Ribas fight. You been checking that out at all? Paige Van Zandt.
But she's such big of a favorite, bro. I mean, I feel like, of course, she gonna win. Like, that's not even in the question. But it's like, what you gonna parlay it with? Because it's like, was she like a minus 700 right now?
Yeah, Amanda Ribas is minus 900, and so PVZ's plus 600 right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now I could put her on there with my thug, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But she's definitely gonna win. But I like it a little more. I like my odds to be a little more, at least a little more, better than that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel
Absolutely.
it. All right, brother. Appreciate
Y'all
you.
be careful.
Y'all appreciate it, bro.
too,
you have a good weekend. Enjoy the fights.
Y'all too.
Sick, bro.
First guest on the show officially.
Yep.
You heard it. 37.
Officially done, man. 37. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. That was sick, man. That was really fucking cool.
Zaytoven, right? Zaytoven is his Instagram handle.
Yeah, Golden Zaytoven, I believe. Gold Zaytoven. It's gold _ Zaytoven. I'll put it in underneath his name so everybody can see it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Well, that was dope.
That was dope. But hey, let's get into the rest of the card, man.
Absolutely.
We already got the PVZ and fucking keep it rolling. Who you got for that one, man? Paige Van Zandt or Amanda Ribas? I know you probably don't know much about it, but I'll kind of fill you in on what I can.
Fill me in on it. I don't know Amanda. Well, Amanda Ribas, I've seen her on Instagram plenty of times. I've seen all her videos, but I've never really followed her on the come up. And obviously Paige Van Zandt, she was UFC's little golden girl, Miss pretty UFC fighter chick. She had her little thing going before she took her first L. I remember that against who was it? Karate Hottie.
Oh yeah, fucking Michelle Watterson.
Yeah, she took her first L from her in the UFC, right?
Yep, she did.
Yeah. So yeah, what about that fight? What do you think about that one, my brother? Because I know isn't Amanda Reeves? Isn't she younger than Van Zandt?
Amanda Ribas is 9-1 in total. She's on a 3-fight winning streak. She has wins over Emily Whitmere, Mackenzie Dern, and Rhonda Marcos. So she's fuck, man. Hold on a second. She's minus 900, so she's a big favorite over Paige Van Zandt. It's Paige Van Zandt's last fight on her contract, and then she's probably going to go over to Bellator with her man. So I don't really see her winning this fight, so I'm going to go with Amanda Ribas. Paige Van Zandt? No, not yet. But she's going to.
What the fuck? Wait. What?
Not that I know of.
I saw her. No, that must have been a while back. Fucking, it's you think about all these fighters' Instagrams. That's how you follow their fucking current events. You feel me?
Right. I feel it.
Yes. So Paige Van Zandt's last UFC fight on her contract. Woo. That's a big one for
and
her.
then I don't think she wants to go with her man over to Bellator, so we might have to start watching Bellator to keep seeing Paige Van Zandt, which I'm kind of okay with. She's real nice to look at.
You're a Paige Van Zandt fan, aren't you?
I wouldn't call myself a fan, but she's real nice to look at.
Nah, hey, it's whatever works for you, bro. Who's your favorite UFC female fighter aesthetic wise? Who do you think is the hottest?
Probably Rachel Ostovich, bro. She's Hawaiian, man. She's so bad.
Yeah, I grew up in the same island as they did. Her brother was a fighter too, coming up.
So hot.
Yeah,
man.
we all went to school
Gorgeous
together out there in Hawaii, bro.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
but
she's
definitely number
popular.
2.
Yeah, she was a big time wrestler out there in the high school leagues, dude.
For real?
Yeah, and she trains on the same team out there with a couple of other female wrestlers that I went to high school with, dude. She's Rachel Ostovich, dude. That's a fighting family. Her brother, all of them, bro. They're warriors, dude.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's sick. I did not know that. Learn something new every day. What's up?
Have you ever seen her at like one of these what's that called? You ever been to like the fan expos?
No, dude. Every time I try and go, I had to work, so I just see her from afar on Instagram mostly.
Listen, I went to my first UFC fan expo was back in 2013. Yeah, 2013. When it's obviously at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. I don't know if they even still had it, before COVID, obviously, but I don't know where I think it's probably still in the same place. But I promise you, dude, unless you go there like super early before they open the doors, it's not worth it because you're not going to get any autographs at anybody or any fucking photos or nothing. Those fucking fan expos are garbage. I promise. Dude, it's worse than standing in line in fucking Disneyland. I promise. I fucking promise, dude. But anyway, long story short, so that's your.
Wait, yeah, that's so it's her, Rachel O, fucking PVZ, and KGB. You know who that is?
KGB. No,
yeah,
I don't.
The KGB, bro. You don't know who KGB?
No, who is that?
Andrea Lee.
Hold on. Fucking the phone connection broke up. Can you see me?
I'll show you what you.
Connection's kind of spotty.
And then I was gonna ask you Jose Aldo. Oh, you there, bro?
Ooh. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was gonna ask you about the Jose Aldo and Peter Yan fight. How you see that one going?
Aldo.
You going Aldo?
I've been an Aldo fan since even when he took that knockout loss from Conor, man. I mean, essentially, is this an interim title fight? No, it's not.
No, this is for the belt.
For the belt. Okay, so
it's Henry Cejudo's vacant. No, it's Henry Cejudo's vacant bantamweight title. So Aldo's coming down to 135.
Damn, they're handing Aldo that fucking shot. I love it. I fucking
the
love
first
it.
time he came down and lost to Marlon Moraes, I believe. But the UFC thought he won that fight. It was a really close decision, so that's how he ended up getting that fight.
Nice.
And Peter Yan knocked out Uriah Faber recently.
Well, that's a shame, man. Uriah's getting old. Uriah's fucking been in so many wars, man. But I can't take that away from Peter Yan, for getting that victory. But that's a tough one, man. I mean, yeah, I think Aldo still has something to prove. He definitely. I mean, especially if UFC gave him this chance after he took a loss at his first fight at 135. I mean, talk about a second chance, bro.
Yeah, it's saying something.
Talk
for sure.
about a second chance. So I mean, I think Aldo, if I believe in Aldo the way I have in the past, especially when he was champion, hopefully he can get this win against this younger this younger fighter. Peter Yan, I haven't really followed. Obviously, you just told me about the Uriah Faber victory, but I mean, you can't
that's
really
his
say
most
much.
notable.
Yeah, I mean, not taking anything away from Uriah, but like I said, Uriah's getting a little older, and he's been in so many battles that it's not the Uriah of old. You feel me? So it's not like you can really justify him saying, "Oh, well, he beat a strong prime Uriah." I mean, seems like it's a Uriah coming out the door. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Peter Yan has a good amount of momentum from. You said he's got a 3-fight win streak.
Who? Peter Yan? Yeah.
Yeah. 3-fight win streak, right?
He has wins over Uriah Faber. Fucking God damn it, dude! I had it in my head, but I got it right here.
All right.
I know Uriah Faber for sure, and I'm pretty sure Marlon Moraes too. But I'm gonna double check for you right now.
Well, here's my heart talking as a fight fan. As a fan of Uriah Faber and as a guy who trains with one of his stand-up coaches, just because Peter Yan beat him, I'm putting more of my faith into fucking Aldo. That's a fight fan's heart talking.
I feel you. But this dude Yan, he's on a 6-fight winning streak.
6.
3 of those would be Uriah Faber, Jimmy Rivera, and John Dodson. And I'll go find the other 3 right now.
Huh? It sounds like he's a up and coming hungry young lion in the UFC.
Oh yeah, he's hungry as shit, man. He's got let's see. So he has those 3, and then he has Douglas Silva, DeAndrade, I don't know who that is, and Jinsu Sun. I also don't know who that is. Okay. These sound like prelim cards, so definitely. His most notable, John Dodson, Rivera, and Faber. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, a 6-fight win streak, no matter how you cut it or explain it, is huge, especially coming up in the UFC in that division. So I think his chances are probably better than Aldo's. The only thing Aldo has is that championship experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is, I'm putting it very lightly. I'm not giving him enough credit. I mean, he's been a champion in 2 organizations. And he was the first featherweight champion in history in the UFC. So let's be honest here. His championship expertise and caliber is something that Peter Yan might never achieve. Not taking that away from him, just saying how great Aldo is at his prime. So I think if Aldo's mind is right, obviously his body's not going to be the same as it was. But if his mind's right and he really takes his opportunity as the real champion he was, then we'll see him become a 2 weight division champion in the UFC, and we'll definitely see him for his next title reign. But the fact of the matter is, do we want to see the older guy get essentially taken down by the young, hungry fighter that's obviously on an amazing amount of momentum? We might see that. We might see the older man get taken down, bro. Metaphorically and obviously.
I don't want to see Aldo go out like that, man.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's coming off of a loss, which was a close split decision that the UFC believes was his. But how good was that performance really, and against what caliber opponent compared to Peter Yan? Man, we see this all the time in the UFC, man. We'll see the older war-torn champion get taken down by the fucking the young hungry lion, man. It almost sounds like something like that. I mean, let's be honest, Peter Yan is deserving of that title shot either way. So he's there for a reason. He's not just some guy that they handpicked for fucking Aldo to run through and win the championship. That'd be a good one for obviously for 37 to try bet on. That'd be a real good one for an event on.
It would be a
good so
one
much
for 37 to bet on.
Yeah, especially we got to pull up the odds on that. If people watch this, obviously this is the preview fight, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be on YouTube a few days in advance, right? When's the fight, Robbie?
Fight's on Saturday.
Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, this is recorded a few days prior, so best and believe you better fucking follow them sports betting websites because this card right here is hot.
It is hot, bro.
It's fucking hot.
All those, the underdog plus 180, and then Jan's the 220 favorite.
Shit. That's crazy.
It is crazy, but I would bet on Aldo, bro. That's a good bet.
What's the bet again for Aldo?
180 plus 180. No plus.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I would have fun with that one. I would always like my money on Aldo. Obviously, let's just take away the Conor McGregor fight. But Aldo, man, that's always been a reliable one to put your money on. Man, minus 180. Woo. They got him as just a slight underdog, huh?
Yeah, very, very slight. He's come down.
Yeah.
He started at plus 200, so it's come down a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to calculate. These bookies are trying to fucking watch. By the end of the week, I wouldn't be surprised if he was right at the 100 mark. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised either. That was good.
Yeah.
But fucking moving on to my fucking, this is the fight I'm most excited for. Fucking Blessed Express, baby.
Blessed Express against the current, I can't even pronounce his last name. Who's the current champion right now?
Like Alexander Volkanovski.
Volkanovski. Like, what is that, Polish?
I believe so. But he lives in New Zealand. He trains with he trains with Izzy, bro.
He trains at City Kickbox?
Yes, he does. He trains at City. He won the first fight very, very convincingly, so I'm pretty sure Max is going to be able to switch it up. Definitely going to be able to switch up his game plan, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a closer fight.
So
I still don't see Max winning, though.
Well, how'd the first fight go down? Just
it was pretty rough.
Version.
He got beat up by leg kicks. Max got beat up by leg kicks. His striking was way off that night, dude. He got outpunched, outkicked, outgamed 100% of that fight. He didn't get knocked out, which is good, but he definitely didn't get any scorecards.
They went 3 rounds the first fight?
Yeah, went all 5.
Oh, went all 5. Okay.
Yeah.
It was for the belt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
So it's Volkanovski. Yeah. It's the second one. Hopefully you win.
Did they have they fought any other opponents since the last time they met?
No, they've both been off for since last year. So they're both fresh as fuck and coming back to beat the shit out of each other. Yep.
Ooh, fuck, man. I hope fucking man. I hope Holloway's been training hard out there in the islands, man.
He said he said he only trained on Zoom, bro. No sparring.
Bro, I hope he didn't bust a BJ Penn when BJ was fighting fucking George for the second one. Man, I was still in high school for that fight. I was out there in Hawaii, bro. All the Hawaiians, man, were fucking furious when BJ lost that one. I hope he wasn't busting a BJ, bro. Fuck, man. I hope he wasn't. I hope he didn't fucking just chill and smoke weed out there in the islands, man. I hope he at least trained. You said on Zoom? What do you mean on Zoom?
He said he had like Zoom classes with his coaches.
Oh, okay.
So he said he didn't spar.
Watch some shadow box. Probably hit the bag. Probably, probably just the basics, huh?
Yeah. Nothing too serious.
Wait, so he said he didn't spar at all?
He said he did not spar. Previously? Did not spar at all for this fight.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Are you serious?
Dead ass, bro. He just told Ariel Helwani the other day.
No. Oh, fuck. Oh, that worries me.
Scares the shit out of me too, bro. I hope he gets his shit together.
Oh, man. That's repping Hawaii right there, man. That's my heart and soul and my blood out there, man. Fucking, I can't stand to see something like that if it happens. I mean, hopefully hopefully the layoff, like you said in the beginning, you said he's fresh. You know what I mean? Maybe it was good for him to come off, obviously, that loss with a break. I mean, it was definitely a war by the sounds of it. He fucking was taking a big amount of abuse. So maybe the layoff was something that he needed to come fresh for this fight. Maybe he'll be nice and loose. But that's the thing, man. If you don't spar at all, even if you've stayed in shape, fucking shadow box, fucking hit the bag. You know what I mean? Even if you had mix, let's say, but you didn't spar, man, it's risky. You just don't have your timing. You don't have your timing. You don't have your eyes, especially if it comes to it's not just boxing. It's he's got kickboxing, he's got Muay Thai involved. So the whole game. I don't even need to explain this, man. The whole game is fucking so much more vast than just standing up and punching. So man. I don't even know what to say to that. That's news to me. That's some tragic news to me right there.
Sad shit, bro.
That's some sad shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Now I really want to well, you know what? Either way, I'm gonna watch it, but the back of my mind is gonna be like, man, you better fucking, better not see some lazy punches and bad timing. But that's usually the outcome from not sparring. Feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I hope it's not sloppy.
And okay, let's talk about Volkanovski, right? That's his last name?
Yeah. What about him?
I'm sure he's been training.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I don't think City Kickboxing was open. I know he moved his camp somewhere, but not permanently.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere in England he went, I think.
He's the champion, and he obviously knew the rematch was coming. It was obviously a rematch clause involved, and it was already in the contract. So the dude was preparing, and being the champion, you got the funds to take your camp anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Volkanovski's going to come in there, and we might see another version of the first fight.
I hope not, but I'm afraid that's what's going to happen, dude.
Yeah. But what is Holloway thinking? Like, what was he saying? I didn't see the interview. What was he even saying to Ariel Helwani about his training and all that? Like, what he felt?
He didn't feel like, he felt confident in his last performance, so I don't know if he thought he won, apparently.
When was this interview taken?
A couple of days ago. So basically,
wow.
Wait, it was on Friday. Friday, it was the interview.
Man. Oh. Fuck. That's crazy. Hold on, the phone's kind of breaking up.
Volk, his legs up, dude.
Sorry, what did you say? The phone was like
I said,
spotty.
Why the fuck does it keep doing that, dude?
All right, it's better now.
All right.
Cool. So what were you saying?
What was I saying? So Max thinks that it was a closer fight than it actually was. He didn't spar.
Yeah.
Zoom training, and Volkanovski fucked his legs up. So I don't know how he's going to solve that leg kick problem.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't able to solve it in the last fight. And that's what won Volkanovski the fight.
Listen, in rematches, especially, if it's a title fight rematch, but not only that, coming into it as a bad loss in the majority's eyes, you should have been in a camp where, even if it wasn't hard, even if you didn't have accessibility to coaching, you should have brought in sparring partners. He should have daily been at least judo boxing with, 2-3 days a week the whole time, because you're not, even if you just judo box and just do the movements, do a couple of, hits, do a couple of takedowns with some kickboxing with some fresh opponents or with some fresh bodies to do, it still wouldn't be enough in my eyes, for Max to be at championship caliber and to avenge a pretty brutal loss. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't even need to see the first fight. Might not interrupt you, bro, but I don't even need to see the first fight.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't even need to see the first fight to even realize that Max is coming into this trying to win off luck, trying to win off beneficial circumstances to his side, But the whole scenario is, in my opinion, is bad. So fuck, man. thanks for shedding light on that. All you fight fans out there that see this or that haven't seen Ariel's interview yet, there it goes, people. Max Holloway blessed, and you know what? Maybe he'll stay blessed, and he might come out with a fucking Mike Perry victory.
Oh, he grew his hair out too, so it's all fucking poofy and shit like Mike Perry. So he's not all fucking.
He's not all buzzed. Oh man, he's been to the beach.
The blessed era anymore. It's the Hera.
Bro, he's been smoking weed at the beach.
More than weed, bro. He looks like he's been on some crack or something, dude. Sitting at ice.
Oh no. Yeah, no, let's hope not. Let's hope, man. He's a good dude.
I don't want to put that in the universe.
No, definitely not. He's a great guy, and he's done a lot for the islands, man, for the culture. And honestly, he's really Hawaii's. Aside from BJ, he's Hawaii's newest generation star and idol. So I hope that whatever was going on in his head, whatever he went through during this recuperation from that loss, that's what I'll call it. I'll just put the good air out there and say it was good recuperation and recovery for his overall fight game, and hopefully he comes out with a natural looking victory, man. Maybe he's real elusive, maybe he's just real comfortable in there, but from the sounds of it, Volkanovski's coming in there training camp status. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's coming out with something to prove still. He doesn't even feel like he's champ. He said in his interview, he was like, I don't even feel like I won the fight. Or like,
really?
He feels like, well, no, like he feels like he won the fight, but he doesn't feel like he's champion because
he didn't prove it thoroughly.
Yeah,
he didn't get the victory thoroughly.
He feels like he didn't prove it enough. So he's going for the kill, is what he says. He's trying to knock him out, put him to sleep.
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder for sure, and that's a dangerous man right there.
Exactly.
That's a real dangerous man. Woo, Max.
But that's my fight of the night.
Oh man, that's gonna be the fight of the night to watch, especially as a fucking 808 fam. Fucking man, the Islands are gonna be on their toes for this one, bro. They're gonna be fucking. They're not gonna be sitting on their seats for this one, I promise you. Because every time Max Holloway fights, all of Hawaii is glued to that fucking screen. I promise. Screaming.
I'm gonna be at the edge of my seat.
Oh man, yeah. So is this gonna be ESPN Plus or just ESPN?
It's gonna be the prelims are on ESPN. The early prelims are on ESPN. The prelims are on ESPN Plus, and the main card's also on ESPN Plus.
It's on ESPN Plus?
Yeah. So no freebie on this one.
I got ESPN Plus. But
there you go. You got the
ESPN. That's the difference.
I got you. But you're gonna have to pay the extra $50 on top of that plus subscription to watch the fight. Yep.
Is it the pay-per-view?
It is a pay-per-view, sir. That's speaking of which, that's the money Masvidal wanted. He wanted more pay-per-view money and not more show money, but they ended up giving him more show money and more pay-per-view money.
Of course. So let's talk about that, man. I want to get your feelings on it because I know we've went back and forth, but that was only through iMessage and fucking obviously DMs. So let's get your take. I want to hear it, bro. What do you think the whole scenario is from beginning to fucking now?
I think he should have just taken the fight in the original deal in the first place because that's probably what they came back at him with when they hit him up.
Uh-huh.
But I do. So originally, I did think that Masvidal went to the UFC after he found out that Burns got COVID, right? So come to find out that UFC hit him up first, which I would rather have it that way because Masvidal said he was going to sit out, and he turned down the fight because he wasn't going to get enough money. So that's why they took Burns in the first place. So if it were the other way around and Masvidal went to them, I would have an issue with that because he already had the opportunity to take the fight, and he said because of money. But since UFC said they're willing to give him more money now, I feel like that's okay, and it's a step in the right direction because there are other fighters that want to get paid too. So now that Masvidal got paid, maybe Jones will get paid. Maybe Sugar Sean O'Malley will get paid. Who else said something? Mike Perry even said something.
Yeah. Well, everyone.
And so on and so forth. So the ball's finally starting to get rolling. But I still have Usman by decision. I appreciate Masvidal stepping up on not so short notice because I know that motherfucker's been training this entire fucking time.
Okay, you gotta read between the bullshit. You gotta read between the lines.
So all in all, it's good for Masvidal. I just wish he took the fight originally, and I wish UFC would have worked with it in order to get it done instead of having to go find Burns and then do all that bullshit with him to make him the number one contender and then put him in the fight and stick it to Masvidal. So basically, they're just playing a game and just pay him.
Hold on, the phone keeps cutting out, my friend. I don't know what's going on right now.
Paying him.
You there? The connection keeps cutting out. You keep freezing for the past 20 seconds.
What's weird is it'll do that and it'll still have the whole thing in there. Because remember how you cut out last time? It kept recording perfectly. Still there. So
okay, cool.
So I know it's tripping me out, but I think it'll be.
Okay. Well, I totally hear what you're saying, and honestly, I like what you brought up, how the UFC should have just come to terms with the original deal for it to be satisfactory for his end too. But you know what? This is a big step for the whole fighting roster, in my opinion, in a low key way. It's not obviously a big, I guess you can say, red flag for the UFC to have agreed to pay him more. But realistically, it shows that the UFC has been in the wrong about the pay situation. Like we originally said a few episodes back when we were still on Instagram doing our live, we were saying that Dana obviously isn't, or not Dana, but whoever their handlers aren't paying them enough. And then at the same time, Dana, I mean, how satisfactory is it? The satisfaction of how Dana, we brought this up. Dana said, this is an opportunity, not a career, right?
Right.
So,
and now he's making it a career.
Well, yeah.
For Masvidal,
essentially, Masvidal, it wasn't even like, that's not even what he really said. It just showed that Masvidal was right. Masvidal didn't say much. He said, all he said was, this isn't a career. He's like, I gave over a decade of my life to this. That's all he said. And those words are going to ring throughout, especially in Dana's ears and his mind. But the thing is, Dana's doing this because he's a promoter. At the end of the day, a promoter, matchmaker is always going to just care about the fight at hand, the card at hand, saving the card, doing this, doing that, but just for that weekend or for that week, for that 2-week stretch. The fact of the matter is, Dana's going to go back to just his normal mindset. You're not going to see like a change and like, but we're going to pay them more, but it is the right step into the fighters actually proving their value, because the fact of the matter is how Masvidal came off saying, you know what, fuck that deal. I'm not going to take it. You're not paying me enough. And for him to have taken that fight after the UFC asked him, and then obviously the incentive is a bigger pay from the pay-per-views, but also the incentive of I saved the UFC's Fight Island, right? So like there's a lot of
fuck that shit.
That. Yeah, there is still that. And as a fighter, you are as a fighter, I can tell you that you are absolutely right about that in your head, saying I saved Fighter Island, I saved Yas Island. Of course, as a fighter, stepping in like that for a main event, are you kidding me? The fact he's gonna go down in history as the guy who saved Yas Island in as a title. But realistically, Masvidal showed that if this isn't a career, motherfucker, how on earth did I just take a fight on a week's notice overseas into a different country? First off, like that's That's the big thing here. So it was kind of just like a fuck you to Dana. And I think Masvidal took that fight with a lot of weight on that fact of like a fuck you to Dana. And so you said that about me previously, because obviously he didn't say, like, when Dana's made that statement about opportunity, he was obviously saying it about Masvidal and the other fighters that, weren't trying to take a pay cut. But that on top of Dana saying that, and for Masvidal to take this with no questions asked, just bigger pay, is a fuck you to Dana. And Dana's going to feel this one for a while. He's going to feel this one for a while. And you know what? He definitely, if Masvidal pulls out a victory over a fucking reigning, prime, amazing champion in Usman, bro, Dana White will be licking Masvidal's fucking balls for at least the next couple of weeks after that.
Oh, no doubt that.
And that's what Masvidal wants. Masvidal wants that. He's a fuck you in your face. He's the street Jesus. He's the man. You there? Keeps freezing. Did you get me that whole time?
It cut out, but I'm sure it fucking recorded that shit.
Yeah, well, fucking listen. Masvidal is forever gonna go down as even if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, everyone's gonna remember who he is, because that was the BM. That's the BMF, bro. That's the BMF, and he really proves it. But let's see if he can really prove it at this level. Let's see if he can really show up. I know that a week's notice is going to be it's always going to be on the back burner of everyone's mindset. But even though it's on the back burner, it's still there. So it's always going to be brought up into this topic. But let's see if he can really show up at this level against an opponent like you said to me before. This first real test.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It is his first real test, because he lost to Steven Wonderboy, and then he knocked out Darren. He went on a fucking rampage after that, bro. He knocked out Darren Till, and then he got the fucking TKO over Nate Diaz. And so then he fought Ben Askren after that shit. No, I'm sorry. He fought Ben Askren before the Diaz fight.
Yep.
So he knocked out Darren Till, then got the Askren fight, knocked him the fuck out with that flying knee, got the Diaz fight, and then they told him if he won the Diaz fight, then they would give him a title shot. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So I mean, the man is entitled, but we'll see. We'll see how he does, man. I'm so excited for that fight too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a hot one, and you know what? After that win streak you just mentioned, after his loss against Wonderboy, I always felt he's got like a changed mentality. He just, the way he carries himself now, the way he's always had that swagger about him, obviously. But I think you're seeing a different level of fighter that he's developed into, and I'm only saying that because he was naturally gifted to begin with. A fighter like that goes through a lot of evolutions, especially at the pro level. You see a lot of guys that were naturally gifted that came onto the pro scene like he did, and he's going through an evolution, man. And I see a straight killer. That's what I see in my eyes. I see a straight killer. That's all. I see a killer that's getting refined in his craft. Because his style, he's a killer. Like, see,
he calls it the resurrection.
Word. Yeah, I keep saying that word, but his style, that's how you name it. He's a refined street fighter that knows fucking professional technique. And he's applied those professional technique into his own style, and he's just getting better at it. And I see him, the money's helping.
Correct. Yeah.
And the money's helping. It's giving him an evolution, man. I can see it. And it scares me. I see guys like that. I don't care. Like we can do a boxing comparison, and we'll do a guy like Usman. Usman's like the refined, high pedigree champion. Win streak. On his way to breaking records in that division.
Mm.
I see him as the guy, as the force to be reckoned with. And he's got an amazing. Yeah. What's up?
No, keep going. I'm just gonna switch my internet over. Keep going. You're good.
Yeah, and I see Usman obviously as a Hall of Fame level type of champion. But I see that kind of refinedness and his mentality. He's the humble champion that's confident in his game. But fucking Jorge, man, he's ready for war 24/7. That's his personality, and a guy like that is the scariest one to ever be in the ring with, be in the cage with, whether it's sparring, whether it's competition, or any of it. That kind of
all right, cool. I got you.
More.
Yes.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
You got me that whole time?
I think I got you. I believe so.
But yeah, that's how I feel about Masvidal and Usman. That's why I originally said it's a 50-50 because, I don't watch the sport enough, but I've watched it just enough recently to know, who are the standouts and what their styles are and what they bring to the table, if they've ever been tested or not. But I believe in a lot in Masvidal's game, man, and I'm just excited to see him pull a win out of his ass. I'm just ready to see.
It's gonna be wild, bro.
It's gonna be wild.
Fuck, what? Just to go off what you were saying about, what was it? About how he's a killer. Yeah, he calls it the resurrection, man. Because after he lost to Stephen Thompson, he was just like, he's in interviews, he just said like that's what the fight that kind of changed him and made him realize that he does have the potential to be a champion, and that's kind of what lit the fire under his ass.
Yeah. Well, Stephen,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, keep going, my brother. You sure?
So I see it 50-50 too. Fucking. If I give Masvidal until the third round, if he can go out and finish him within those 3 rounds, he will win the fight. If it goes past the third round, there's no way he's winning by decision.
Yeah, he doesn't have the conditioning for that. I know that we've said he's been training, but he hasn't been team elevation training, right? I mean, Usman's been training at elevation this whole time.
Correct.
5,000 plus feet. I mean, with a team that is well built, is a well-oiled machine. So the conditioning factor is the big one. And you brought up a very, very good fact. And at the end of the day, styles make fights, but conditioning wins fights in MMA. MMA conditioning, I mean, in any combat sport, conditioning is a factor. But in MMA, it can really pick apart a man. And, guys in MMA can burn out quicker because, even though you're exquisite on the stand-up, you still got to defend that ground and you still got to defend those takedowns, and that'll take so much out of the gas tank. So I think you're correct, man. Masvidal might only have 3 rounds in him of solid action before he starts to wean off slowly, and then you might see a John Jones the Rees result from that one. Remember how the first 3 rounds Rees was really putting it on him, and then that last 2, John Jones came through with that with the experience factor and the conditioning factor to really close the show, and you might see something like that. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's
what do you think?
Kind of how I see it, and that's what I would relate it to as a John Jones and Reyes fight. Yeah,
the
because
Reyes fight for sure.
If it's close, they're still going to give it to the champion if they don't feel like the contender did enough.
Absolutely. And that's a good point you brought up too, because that's when you know your shit in MMA, because that's how the judges are. Period.
And yeah, they'll make you cry.
They'll make you cry, yeah. In both sports. It's unfortunate, at one point, they used to always say MMA judges were better than boxing judges, but it just comes with its own bullshit with the game. MMA judges are so, they like takedown attempts a lot. I know that they like takedown attempts a lot, but when you stuff a takedown, or when you defend a takedown, but you get tossed behind the cage, I mean, a lot of these judges will look at it as a ring generalship or generalship in the octagon. You know what I mean? Like, you're pressing the action when you can be defending a takedown, you can be stuffing one, you can just be holding one back. and go back to the stand-up. So I mean, these judges can definitely make them cry, man. So at the end of the day, they're always gonna be for the champion if he doesn't get taken down, unless you systematically break the champion apart. Obviously, that's a different story. But yeah, man. And Usman, it's just my realistic side sees it as team elevation, big factor, training camp, big factor. He already had an opponent in mind, big factor. All that in conjunction, he's at world championship conditioning right now.
Yep, no doubt
Yep.
about that.
Yep. So.
But Masvidal has ATT in his corner, so anything is fucking possible, bro.
Listen, the ATT always going to be one of the best teams in the game. And is it Mike Brown, his one of his cornermen?
Yes, and Dan Lambert, I believe.
Yeah, Mike Brown though, he's one of the most intelligent UFC fighters back in the day, especially back in the WEC. Like he knew how to control the action in all the fights. You know what I mean? And if they have a good game plan and they utilize his natural abilities well against a guy like Usman, where Usman's a powerhouse right now. That's really what I see in Usman. He's a powerhouse, style-wise, obviously. But yeah, man, we have to see because obviously ATT was there when he made the decision, or at least knew about it before he signed anything. You know what I mean? So I think he definitely sought extra advice from his coaching staff
because he wants to beat the shit out of him.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say? Because it cut off on that one.
I said Usman, once he found out he was going to fight Masvidal, he said that was the fight that he wanted because he wants to make the pig squeal.
Oh, man. Yeah, those two got a beef, man. Those two got a beef.
Ever since Super Bowl, they're getting in each other's face.
Wait, what? What was that?
They got into an altercation on Super Bowl weekend at Media Row. They were all out there doing interviews. And apparently, I saw the video. They got in each other's faces and yelling at each other, this, that, and the other. So that's really where that started.
Yeah, I saw that. But Masvidal, listen, if you ever want to talk shit to a guy like Masvidal, I mean, you're in for a heated exchange, a heated beef, because that dude's street. He doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he's used to that. He's used to talking shit and confronting dudes face to face, man, on the street.
Yeah, that's his forte.
Yeah, it's a forte. So you're definitely not gonna like the guy if you and him get into a confrontation. And Usman's always been a pretty, I guess he has a more refined personality when it comes to how he conducts himself. Obviously, inside and outside the octagon. I know he had a lot of animosity towards Covington, but Covington said some real foul shit leading up to that. So you really saw Usman's emotions kind of come up for that one. So it was interesting, but you kind of get to see the perspective of who he is from that fight alone.
Yeah. Speaking of Covington, I would still rather see Masvidal versus Covington for Usman's title, bro. That's the real number one contender fight in my mind.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think even though Covington lost that one and got his jaw broken, I mean, I know that fucking he definitely tasted a sour defeat on that one. But at the end of the day, Covington's an amazing athlete, and his gas tank is always the big factor in that. It just depends on which type of solid mindset do we get, from Covington. And I think if he was tested against Masvidal and Masvidal was tested with him, that's the big one, because Masvidal still needs to be tested with one of the elites. I mean, I know he won the BMF fight. I know he got a good payout from that, but in all respect to Nate Diaz and his team out there, but Nate wants to go in there and have a boxing brawl with you, man. He wants to go in there and have a stand-up war. So it's not one of those fights that's going to test you in your overall game. It's going to test you in your strength and your hardness and your ability to fucking bang. And obviously, defend that takedown before Nate tries to submit you with his amazing jiu-jitsu. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a true test. And I think Masvidal is riding. A lot of people can see how he's riding the the momentum of that BMF victory and the big payout, the championship level payout. So I think it's one of those things where it could be the uncrowned champion versus the champion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see it that way.
Yeah, very well could be. That's kind of how it is, in a way.
Yeah. In a way, at the end of the day, I agree. Those Covington and Masvidal should fight to really see who proves is the best. But at the end of the day, too, Masvidal is at that level where I think it's still deserving of championship level challenges.
I agree. I just wish he took the fight when it was originally offered to him and they made that deal happen. Because then he would have a full training camp. But then the storyline's kind of fucked up because him taking on short notice.
Short notice. Yeah, short notice.
Adds to the it factor.
Yeah. We went back and forth, but I think my biggest point here, coming from someone that's in the fight game, and knows the business. That's my current hurdle right now with the business side. Signing with a manager and then going forward from there. So I know how a lot of these breakdowns happen and a lot of these. It's like playing chess. Even when it comes down to just a management contract, you gotta fucking sit, wait it out, let them fucking get back to you first. Like you literally gotta say no, as much as it might go against your mindset of saying, well, fuck, I probably shouldn't say no. I should probably let continue this back and forth. But sometimes saying no gets you ultimately your best option. But like you said, you brought up a good point. He supposedly claims that he's 190 right now. He's got to cut 20 pounds. He's not that big of a welterweight, realistically. Like, he's not huge. You can pretty much say he's just lanky, but he's your average size, welterweight in the game now. And they usually walk around at 190. It's usually a weight that they train at. I can be the first to vouch for that. I train and spar a lot of these MMA fighters. Obviously boxing wise, I don't do anything outside of boxing, but I know a lot of these guys. I fight at 154, or I'm going to fight at 154, and I walk around right now at 165 to about 167. I'll be sparring some of the bantamweights, and they'll look like they're in great shape, and they damn near weigh as much as I do. You know what I mean? These guys are fighting at 135. So, we'll see what type of conditioning Masvidal is. Hopefully, he's been at least doing his cardio. That's, as a fighter, that's all I wish, is like just at least have done your cardio and have your legs underneath you and your lungs. You know what I mean? Because the guy, like, that fight is, you're going against a fucking bulldozer of a welterweight.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be, they're both fucking workhorses, bro. They're both fucking bulls. Oh, yeah. Literally, bulls. It's like a bull fight. Fucking fight, on an island.
I just... Fight island. Yes. Yeah, we'll see, dude. You said something about bullfight, but, man, let's just hope that fucking Masvidal doesn't try to fucking do a sprint to a knee again.
You want that shit? I don't want to see that shit again, man. No, I don't want it to be early, bro.
I don't. And I know he's gonna miss because Usman isn't careless like that. Fucking Ben Askren deserved it, one. But I don't want to see Masvidal's like tactic to just boom. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Are you there? Keeps cutting out. I don't know why. All right, there you go. It's better now. Can you see me?
I can see you, bro. This is some bullshit.
Man, I don't know. I mean, my internet's got good connection right now. I don't know what the deal is. I hope
bear
it's
with
my internet. Yeah, bear with us, people.
I hope it's not mine either, because I have fucking good connection too. I don't fucking get it. It's probably because my brother came in, so I'm trying to switch it over to my. That's probably what it is. It's probably me. No, my brother fucking plays WoW and fucking lame ass games like that, bro.
Wow. How old is he?
20. 3.
Nice. He's playing. He's still heavy into the WoW.
So heavy. Yeah, he and his girlfriend play. It's weird.
That's crazy. You know, me and my girl play all the time right now. Well, she plays mostly.
What?
I was playing it. We got the Final Fantasy VII remake on our PS4 Pro, and I'm not gonna lie, man.
Shit, you got the PS4 Pro? That's dope.
Yeah, but we got Final Fantasy VII on that, and the remake, and my girl just tweaks on that. Mind you, my girl's a doctor. She's a doctor, by the way, and all she does is come home, work out, and play Final Fantasy VII.
That's pretty fucking. Hey, that's a good life to live, man. That's chill.
Hey, I told her, I was like, let's just add like 2 weeks out of every month vacationing somewhere exotic, and you can still play those video games while we vacation. You feel me? You can still be an introvert while traveling.
You there, bro?
Yeah. Why don't you use your how about your cell phone? Does it have data connection? Usually.
Yeah,
that's
I just switched that over. That's what I just did.
Okay, yeah, man.
I did the hotspot.
Yeah,
it's now we're using the hotspot. We're good now.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because I got cell service here too, and it always cuts back to it if I need to. But yeah, those video games, man, they especially when it's fucking live, they take so much data from your connection. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible, dude.
Hopefully,
I don't think the video's fucked up. But if it is, I'm gonna fucking get his ass.
Oh, we're trying to fucking start a podcast, Robbie's little brother. Damn it.
We're not starting, bro. We're out here podcasting.
We're out here podcasting. We're thugging. All right. Well, let me just take the time right now to give a big shout out to Coach Marcus Reeves with Underground Fight Lab. So we've officially started fight camp with me.
Sick, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah, so we're looking towards beginning of August, and we might go below the border. So that's our date prediction right now. But Coach, shout out to my new coach, Coach Reeves out there in Sacramento. He trains a lot of Team Alpha Male guys. He's got a couple of pro boxers underneath his tutelage as well. So he's definitely what his fight team name stands for. Underground Underground Labs, man. I mean, he really works. He's an underground style coach, man. You got to really be in the industry to know who he is. And I just want to give a big shout out to him because he definitely needs to have a spotlight on this man. So I just want to take the time out for that, man.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Man. Shout out Coach Reeves. Hell yeah, dude. And then I got another shout out for fucking Coach Eric, bro, over at XC, man, giving us a fucking follow. That was so sick to wake up to today, dude.
Shout out to him, man. Big time shit, man. Let my boy Robbie train.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to come in there. If you listening, hook me up on the deals.
Hook him up, man. He's got his gloves. He, teach the man how to kick. Let's teach this man some stand up.
Yeah, man. Let's go. That's all I want. I just want to learn some stand up skills. I want to be like Francis and fucking Ryan Garcia going to the fucking beat. Do.
Oh, you want to be a TikTok fighter?
Nah, bro. I just want the hands like that.
Oh yeah, you want the fast hands. Hey man, listen, you're a tall, lanky dude. I think achieving fast hands will definitely will never be an issue for you, man. But yeah, definitely come through. That's a great gym, man. Extreme Couture. That's Vegas. That's Vegas MMA OG right there, man. Like Randy starting his gym way back in the day and building that fight team throughout the years, and for it to still be running the game strong with the type of talent they have, man. Shit, yeah, it shows something, man. That's an establishment. Yeah, that's an establishment, bro. And man, what an amazing place to train. So I highly suggest you walk into those doors, man. What's the situation right now in Vegas, man? Are they starting to close back facilities and institutions again, or what?
I just went to the smoke shop the other day to get papers on Saturday, I believe, and the lady there, she told me, she's like, yeah, by the middle of next week I'll be closed again, and all the restaurants will be. They're closing all small businesses again.
Man, what a shame, man. That breaks my heart. But like we said last time, man, fucking no one can just wear a mask. Like it's not that hard. to fucking wear a mask. You know what I mean? Like, but 90% of people are like, oh, this is communism. I want to stand against communism and not wear a mask. Like, some fucking bullshit, dude. It is what it is. But unfortunately, we are surrounded by a majority population of idiots, and it's unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because if they close everything down by next week, we're looking at another 2 months of hodgepodge bullshit, and then we're looking at potentially beginning of fall to maybe let shit pop open again. But then it's like, you come to fall, seasons change, man. You're gonna see a lot of sick people from the fucking seasons, and it's like you're just gonna see a whole fucking plethora of bullshit, man. I want the gyms to stay open, man, because a lot of these fight gyms opening up again, including UFC gym in Sacramento, amazing facility. It's the people that run these gyms, man, just because they have certain big names on it, but it's really these people running them, and it's a shame for them to have to close these establishments back, man, because first off, people need the gyms. People need gyms.
I agree.
It's a weightlifting gym or a fight gym, whatever the case may be. They need it. It's good for humanity, but fuck, man, gyms are the most highly germ-infested place possible. So unfortunately, those are going to be the first to go.
Yep. Sucks, man. Because truthfully, just like you just said, we do need them, man. Not only for professional fighters or just to work out. Like people everybody needs to go to the gym or at least go outside. Like just wear a fucking mask so we can continue to do that shit.
Wear a mask. I don't mind. Listen, people are gonna fucking think I'm some kind of weak-minded individual, or it could be un-American for saying this, but just
go look at Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, exactly. Wear a fucking mask. Like my girl, we've had a couple of masks. Like I was lucky, her being a doctor, so we've already had some in our home. But I've got a couple of cloth masks that they're thin that I can fucking breathe in. I always walk in the gym, and if my coaches require me to wear it, I'll wear it. It's hard to breathe in sometimes, but it is what it is. But fuck, I mean, I'm fine with if I gotta be required to wear a mask in every place that I go to outside of my home, and it goes till the end of the year. I don't fucking care as long as I can fucking go to establishments again. You know what I mean?
I want to get the fuck out of my house too.
Yeah, it's not even just getting up the house, but it's just being able to go somewhere and know that you can purchase this or buy that. Like it's, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but we'll see. I mean, the thing is we're in such a different landscape right now. We just have to see. But all I know is with my schedule, before any of you guys see me on TV fighting, I'm gonna have to be down below the border, collecting some W's from the great citizens of Mexico. And I love the Mexican culture.
We're coming to see the cabbies.
Hey, listen, I'm excited to fight Mexico.
Cabs are here.
Cabs are here. Oh, fuck. Listen, I'm excited. Just give me the toughest cab driver there is, please. Give me the toughest one. I'm excited.
No pillow record here, baby.
No, baby. We're fighting solid cab drivers. Listen, I'll even do this. I'll even pay for the cab driver's team to get a solid dose of steroids. I will fight a cab driver on steroids, bro. Just so I could be like, listen.
Give him the juice.
Give him the juice. Give him the fucking juice, and let me give him the juice. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I'm fucking dead serious. People think I'm fucking dumb or hot-headed for saying that, but I want to fight. I don't care who it is, but it's a different time, man. You're gonna see a lot of stars come up after this. You're gonna see shit rise from the ashes, my friend, and you're gonna see some stars in the game of boxing come out, and in the game of MMA come out, in anything, because the ones that are really about it are grinding right this very moment. And when you grind this very moment, while everyone else is taking a break or depressed, fighters that is, you're gonna see the real ones shine. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how we're all going to be at the end of the year in the fight game, and then beginning of next year. Hopefully, if things get to semi-normal status. But I mean, look, we got 5 months left. I mean, what can be done in 5 months? More stupidity. I know that.
Yeah. So do you think Fury and Wilder's is kind of at risk at Allegiant Stadium because of that, or what? How do you think
For
that's going to play out?
2021? For 2021?
I thought they were going to do it at the end of this year, but if it's at the end of next year, then I think it should be okay.
I think that they have a realistic chance come March of next year. I think they have a realistic chance. So March of 2021, I believe that certain circumstances and laws and regulations are going to come forward, and we're going to progress out of this current worldwide debacle. But I think by then as well, they're going to obviously have the events and everything worked out to where there's going to be a plan B and C lined up. But at the end of the day, I think March 2021 is going to be ideal for them to have a fight date. Yeah, I think we're going to see something by then. I don't think as far back as the end of next year. I think definitely to the second quarter of 2021, we're going to see some bigger name fights, especially with Tyson Fury and a Deontay Wilder rematch, or potentially a fucking AJ match. I mean, that's the fight we all want to see. We all want to see that one. Deontay Wilder is amazing.
Oh, Anthony Joshua? Hell yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Joshua, though, and Tyson Fury need to fight because
no doubt.
Everyone, I think that realistically, I don't think Anthony Joshua is overrated. I think he's a top 3 best heavyweight in the world. It's him. It's obvious. Well, number 1 is Tyson Fury, and I'm not just basing that off of statistics or what people say. Like, he truly is that talented and gifted. I think number 2 is Anthony Joshua, and I still think number 3 is Deontay, because Deontay has, even though he's fought tomato cans, he's fought a lot of high-level opposition to his title defense up until that loss. So, but I think that Anthony Joshua is more deserving of this fight because that loss from Andy Ruiz didn't really mean shit. That loss from Andy Ruiz was AJ's fault for taking him lightly. So,
bro, I don't even know how that happened, to be completely honest with you.
You know, a lot of it's the factor of he switched up an opponent. It was a completely different opponent. Even though they say Jarrell Miller was big and bulky, and then Andy Ruiz, but Andy Ruiz wasn't as big of a fucking man as Jarrell Miller was, his original opponent. Anthony Joshua's original opponent. Jarrell Miller has a different style. He's big, imposing, and he's a bully. Andy Ruiz was a slick boxer that puts pressure on you and that has great power in his combinations. So it was a different adjustment, and Joshua took him lightly. And when you take someone lightly like that, and then he knocks you on your ass, your mental confidence goes out the door. You don't believe in yourself at that point. And after the first knockdown, you saw Joshua's face. He really didn't believe himself after that. He was pressing the action with him, but it was a mental thing. It was clear, cut, and dry. It was a mental thing, and any fighter's susceptible. It doesn't matter how great, like they say, the body follows the mind. You can have the greatest physique, you can be the strongest, but if your mind falters, it's a vessel that's unpiloted. Your mind is your bread and butter, like I talked about before, man. A fighter's mindset can take him farther than any amount of steroids or any amount of performance enhancers and science that he's given. So that was a clear cut and dry. That's the clear cut and dry of what I just said. Andy Ruiz had better willpower and better mentality facing the big, physically imposing, overly confident Joshua. And that was the will of the mind.
So it's just like that Rashkov fight. Remember that guy who quit on the prelims on the stool?
Yes.
Same mindset issue.
It's the same mindset issue. And you know what? At the end of the day, the only thing I can say to that one is that even though I believe Robert Drysdale was doing the right thing, that he wasn't in the wrong, he's trying to motivate his fighter, I think that the fighter himself, if he felt like he should have just taken the stool and not come up, he should, because he's going to put himself in danger. Because at the end of the day, your coach can motivate you as much as you want. Your coach can force you, but the one who's ultimately going to defend himself is you. And the fighter putting himself in danger by ultimately saying that, and he should not get off the stool. But Joshua, on the other hand, had a similar finish when he got called in the seventh round, right? I believe it was the seventh round, and when he got up, after the knockdown and said something to the referee, he had a smirk on his face, but as soon as the referee denied that, you didn't see Joshua argue, so that was him giving up. That was him ultimately doing that same thing where he just didn't believe in himself. So, yeah, dude. But at the end of the day, man, it can be scary when the fine line that you could cross is I give up and I'm out of this danger, or I'm even in more danger and I've got statistically a high-ass chance to get knocked the fuck out and I might not wake up from this. That's the fighter's line. So it's one of those things that, at the end of the day, as a fighter, I think the thing that brings the most confidence is proper preparation. And I was told this by one of the best coaches I've ever had in the amateurs, and he was in the USA boxing system, and he says proper preparation prevents poor performance. The 5 P's, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. Ultimately, if you see a guy who's perfectly prepared for who he is, and he prepared and his camp was flawless to his standards, and he shows up and he ultimately gets beat, but he gets beat, on his shield. He obviously didn't give up. That's just meeting better talent. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, a fighter is always going to win when he has better preparation. Always.
No doubt about that.
And you're going to see that a lot more because a lot of these guys, these wins or these losses that you see, like, oh fuck, I can't believe that. Like how you said, you couldn't believe how Joshua lost that first Ruiz fight. You're going to be able to pick up on the fact that dude wasn't prepared. Dude wasn't ready, and that goes back into what we were talking about, these fight cards. Fight Island, man. That whole Holloway topic, man. That kind of bothers me. That bothers me a good amount.
Me too, man. I'm really worried for him because I don't think he has enough training to actually look any better than he did in the first fight, and it's just going to be worse than it was. Oh, yes. Yeah. Volkanovski's coming out to fuck his ass up, and I don't think Max is expecting that at all.
Volkanovski, like you said, has a point to prove, so it's just you're going to see. Oh, man, fuck. I can't even think of a good analogy, but my heart's in with Holloway, obviously. So we'll see. That's a good one.
We ride in the Blessed Express, but we're not going to let it sink, man. We're not going down with it, though. We'll hop off if we have to.
All about the Ina, the Hawaii Ina, man, the 808 fam out there. Shout out to all my people out there in Hawaii that come your way or come this way to watch our podcast. Best to believe I'm going to come back home to the islands. I'm going to come back home to Oahu. I'm going to be training with every single one of you. And I'm definitely going to be bringing professional boxing and my fights to Hawaii. So that's a promise. Shout out to all my Hawaiians out there, all my fam out there.
And on that note, I think that's a wrap, baby.
That's a wrap.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. 37, for coming to check us out. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever you guys got to do. Drop a fucking like in the motherfucking thumbs below. Come on, show us some love. We want to talk. We're not going to make you all delete your comments, I promise.
Yeah, show some hate. Listen, if you just came out of Buffalo Wild Wings and you feeling hype about this UFC, to all you Buffalo Wild Wings warriors, come through and show some hate. We're ready. We're ready.
We're ready for you, baby. Later.
Shout out.